Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the webinar. We have a pretty good webinar today. We have Miss Deborah Robinson with AmaWaterways. She is our business development manager. How are you, Miss Deborah?
Hi everybody. Thank you so much, Tyra, for having me today. I'm super excited to be here to teach you guys all things AMA, or at least inform you of maybe a few things you didn't know about river cruising.
Listen, thank you so much for joining us, Miss Deborah. We are excited. It is all you. Take it away.
All right. I'm just going to hide the screen a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, so as you can see on this first slide, this is the beautiful Rhine River. I don't know much more of a more captivating view of the river and river cruising than this shot. It just really encapsulates all that river cruising is. The beauty, the castles, the ship down below. We like to say at AMA that oceans take you to the country, but rivers take you through them. And our company AMA, of course, means love. And as you can see with the couple on the left, that is Rudy and Christine, the co-owners of our company here at AmaWaterways. And they truly are a lovely couple. And Rudy is known as the godfather of cruising, of river cruising. He's such an innovative thinker, and he has brought all of our ships to life and our cruises and itineraries, unlike any other company out there. To the right, you see Gary Murphy. He is also a co-owner, and together they make a really trifecta of a great team to run our river cruise company. I'd like to show you this brief video of Rudy and Christine to kind of go over their thoughts of AMA.
Can you click the share, what is it called? The share sound button. We can't hear it just yet. Miss Deborah?
Yes.
Oh, we can't hear it. Can you hit the if you click on participants and then let's see.
Let me stop.
Let's see, share. I think it's on the share screen. It's a button that says share sound. Let's see. Share sound. Where is it? It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You
no,
need
it's okay.
to hear it. Let's see. Well,
it's okay. It's okay.
Well, then we'll just skip the video then. I apologize for that, guys. I thought the sound would carry through, so my apologies. Okay. But this is all about the AMA Magna, and I'm going to go through that, so you'll get all the information. It's just the video is very captivating, so I was hoping to share that with you. This is our AMA fleet. There's a few more added to this list now. We have 25 ships sailing all across Europe, Africa, Asia, the Colombia, Egypt, just everywhere you can think of in Europe to go. Currently, we have one ship in Egypt, but in 2024, we're going to be introducing a second ship. Egypt has been highly popular, and the ships that we have are filling fast, so we've decided to add another ship to our fleet. This is our innovative twin balcony signature suite. This has the French balcony you can see over to the right, and over to the left is a full balcony. So it has two chairs. You can walk out and sit down and enjoy a glass of wine and watch the river go by. Or if you just want to open up the room and have a little fresh air, you can open up the French balcony. It's been quite a popular design. This is probably one of our most popular rooms. You can see the decorations are quite homey. It's a very colorful and beautiful environment. And in 2010, we introduced our signature suites, and Rudy was really innovative in this design. No other river cruise ship has both balconies. So this is our long ship. They're 443 feet long and 38 feet wide. They carry about, on average, 162 guests, compared to some of our competitors that carry up to about 196. So we really specialize in quality instead of quantity. And that's a really nice selling feature when you're pitching that river cruise to your guests. Let them know that there's fewer people on board, so therefore it's a more intimate experience for sure. This is our Ama Magna. She is twice the size of the regular river cruise ship, and we're the only river company to have a double river cruise ship. They're all the same length, but she is double as wide. And even though she's doubly wide, we did not fill her with rooms. So a regular ship is around the 156, and she is only 196 in cabins. So the objective was to have more to do on board. So we really focused on the spaces for our guests instead of adding more rooms. The rooms are larger than your average stateroom on the other ships. So it's a really special ship. This is an idea of what the grand suite looks like. I've been in this room. It is quite special. I didn't get to stay in it. I wish I had. It's 474 square feet. It's quite large. This balcony that you see is all of your space here that you would get to enjoy as the guest on board. Quite a beautiful room. Here is the SA and SB category rooms. This is 355 square feet, still quite beautiful with plenty of space and the balcony out past the bed. You can see the balcony space there, still a quite nice balcony. And then coming up, this is the owner suite bathroom. I mean, I think this would rival any luxury hotel bathroom. It's got your beautiful solid granite countertops and the standalone tub, as well as a shower. Quite a beautiful space. And this is the bathroom for an SA or an SB category, still the same high-end finishes. The biggest difference is there is a standalone shower, no tub. So it's still quite beautiful, quite roomy. You have plenty of space. You have your double sinks, which is quite special to have when you're sharing the room with another person. It gives you that space that you need. On board the Ama, we have the cinema. So if you just want to take an evening where you relax to watch a movie, or if there's a playoff or a special game your partner wants to watch, they can do that here in the cinema. There's 2 libraries on board. So this is the starboard library where you can sit, have a glass of wine, read a book. And these curtains to the left open, so you would have the view of the river if the ship were moving. So it's quite a beautiful space. This is the lower lounge library. So there's 2 spaces to hang out, both with the fireplace. So quite homey environment. Books are included. You can bring your own or just watch the view go by. We also have an elegant boutique. So if your guests have onboard credit, they can spend it here in the boutique to take home that perfect keepsake for family and friends at home. This is the lounge bar. This is probably the most popular community space on board. This is where everyone hangs out for the cocktail hour, the sip and sail hour before dinner. It's a great space for the entertainment in the evenings as well. We're known for our ships being eco-friendly. They're quieter, they're more fuel efficient. They have solar heating and energy efficient LED lights, and we use glass bottles, water bottles in their staterooms and paper straws. We've won multiple awards for being eco-friendly, and it's definitely a pride point for AmaWaterways. One of the most amazing features on board, as far as I'm concerned, because I'm pretty much a foodie, is the food that's on board. It is exquisite and chef prepared, and I must say it's artfully plated. And your eyes eat first, and when your eyes see that beautifully displayed food, it's like a piece of art. It's absolutely wonderful. The food is specially prepared and it's served fresh on board daily. So if you have lamb chops or you have steak or you have chicken, whatever it is you have on board for your entree that evening, it's brought fresh on board. We don't freeze any of our foods, and the breads are all baked fresh on board. So it's quite an extensive kitchen, and they do a fantastic job. Here's an example on board the Magna of the 4 specialty restaurants that we have. This is quite a tradition in river cruising. With the AMA, it holds 196 guests, and it easily accommodates all of our guests. So you can easily experience multiple venues. You can go to all the different restaurants without any issues whatsoever. I think that is one of the misconceptions about river cruising, is you have the same food in the same dining room, but it's not that case at all, especially on the Ama Magna. And even on the regular ships, the long ships, there is always 2 specialty dining restaurants. There's a chef restaurant as well as the main dining room. And of course, drinks are on us. You can have that welcome cocktail, bottle of water, specialty coffees and teas. You can have wine, beer, and soft drinks during your meals. There is, like I said, a sip and sail hour for cocktails and wine and beer 1 hour before dinner. So the drinks are always flowing. You'll never want, especially if you're on a wine cruise, you never want for drinks, for sure. The excursions are also included, and we have excursions to choose from, which a lot of people don't realize. Some of our competitors offer 1 excursion. With your sailing, we offer multiple excursions. We have a morning excursion, and then you come back to the ship and have lunch, and then you have an option to go out again on another excursion, and there are excursions to choose from. So it's not just one for everyone. You get a pick of where you want to go and what you want to do. We also have different levels of activities. So whether you want to bike, or you want to do a hiking trip, or you just want to do a laid back walking tour, you can do all of the above. There are multiple ways to see the different excursions. Like, I know in Prague, when I went to visit one of the castles, we could do a bus ride up to the castle. There was a 5-mile walk up to the castle, and there was a bike ride up to the castle. So it's really a unique feature to have that ability. And all of these are guided and have a tour guide with you to stop and point out things along the way, even if it's a biking tour. We also have a dedicated wellness host on board. We have multiple classes, and the instructors are certified, where they do yoga and core strengthening, dance, resistance bands, all different type of activities, and jogging on board. There is a beautiful wellness center on the Ama Magna. This is an example of the space where you can go to have some juices or water before or after your workout. Just an absolute lovely space. Here's a shot of the treadmills, and if you look right past the treadmills, you'll see the spin bikes that are out on the balcony. This is a really unique feature, so you can actually take a spin class and watch the river go by. It's a pretty special feature for sure, and those who love spin class love it. We have regular bikes on board, and we also have 2 children's sizes as well. So these bikes are for the biking tours, but they're also for guests to explore on their own. If you want to take a couple of bikes and do your own tour into the city for the day, you absolutely can. They're for everyone to use. We also have a beautiful pool and spa up on deck, on the pool sun deck. This is a beautiful space, and it's always heated in cold climates, as well as the hot tub, as well as the pool. So you can use it at any time of the year. This is our world, as we like to say in river cruising. These are all the rivers that we sail on, the length of the entire Danube. We're in the Rhine, the Rhone, so all through France. We are in Egypt, Asia, Africa, and in Portugal on the Douro. We're also in 2024 going to be in Colombia. So I think in March, our itineraries start selling for Colombia. And next week, we have our training on the itinerary. So we're super excited to hear what it all entails. But I hear it's going to be quite fabulous. And we are the first river cruise company to go into Colombia. So that's pretty exciting. Some of our itineraries, more popular ones, are Belgium and Holland. Of course, there's the Tulip Time cruises. There is multiple tulip farms and gardens to enjoy and see, all the sustainable gardening exhibits. It's quite beautiful. This is one of our more popular itineraries for the spring. And I believe the best time to go is between April and October. Some of our other itineraries are Paris and Normandy, Impressions of the Seine in Paris, Essence of Burgundy and Provence, Colors of Provence, and the Taste of Bordeaux. Obviously, these are all in France, and that is our wine region, which is most popular for the Rhine cruises as well. In Portugal, of course, we're on the Douro River, and the Douro is the birthplace of port wine, and it is designated as the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And you get to discover the treasures of Lisbon and Portugal's capital city. And it's just a great area. It's one that I haven't been on yet, and I would love to experience myself. There are over 20 unique itineraries on the Danube and the Rhine, all amazing. I have personally been on the Danube as well as the Rhine, and I'm not sure which was my favorite. They're just exceptional. The Rhine more so for the castles, and the Danube for all of the cobblestone street towns and the stepping back in time, so to speak. One of the more exotic itineraries we have is Vietnam and Cambodia. This is quite a unique experience and itinerary. Depending on if you add the pre and the post, you can make it as long as a 2-week period. And this is quite a long flight from the States, especially if you're coming from Florida or it's good, at least a good 24 hours in the air. So having those pre and those post added to it to where you're there for 2 weeks, you really get to maximize most of your time for traveling that far of distance in the air. One of the most talked about excursions that's on this trip is the visit to the monastery, where the guests are involved in and treated to a blessing ceremony by the monks. And everyone that's been on it that I've talked to just raves about how they were moved by it. And it was just an exceptional experience. So it's the quality of the tours and the tour guides as well. This river, also the Mekong, is like stepping back in time. All of these rivers once were a major thoroughfare of trade. That's how wares and goods were brought to the areas before there were, cars and buses and trains. And this area of the world, it's still like that. You'll still have people with their goods and their vegetables and their clothes and wares that they're taking from town to town. So it truly is like stepping back in time. This is the Amadara. This is the ship that you are on in Cambodia and Vietnam. It's a little different than some of the ships we have in Europe, but still quite beautiful. You can see it's decorated with a lot of hardwoods and exceptional spaces for sure. Another exotic is Africa. I mean, who do you know that river cruises in Africa? We do. Nobody else. We have a 4-day pre, as well as a river cruise portion. And part of the excursions when you're river cruising in Africa is we have small ships that take you, or small boats that take you to where the animals are coming to the river to drink water. So you get that traditional safari experience on land, but you also get it from the view of the water, which is quite exceptional. So the Africa itineraries have been really popular as well. And the ship is quite special. Oh, I think I passed it. Here she is. This is the Zambia Queen, and I just love this ship. I think it's spectacular. It only has 14 staterooms, and they're all suites. So it's quite beautiful. We've had families charter this boat out to take the entire family, in Africa, safaris and river cruising. It's been really, really a great product. But this ship is, like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's just an absolute beautiful ship. This is a glimpse at the itinerary in Egypt. And Egypt has been quite popular this year, where it's an 11-night Nile River cruise with land experiences, with really authentic experiences. You're in the luxurious Amadalia is our ship currently. The I believe at Melodia is the second ship that's coming online, and you get to tour everything from the Temple of Luxor to the Valley of the Kings. And it's one of the 7 wonders of the world, with the pyramids and the Great Sphinx. It's just an exceptional itinerary. It's been extremely popular. I mean, who can't look at these pictures and Egypt, just hearing that word conjures up images of pharaohs and pyramids and secret tombs. I know I'm dying to go. It's just beautiful. I have a picture of my friend, one of my friends that went, and she is riding a camel. And I said, oh, gotta go ride that camel. So that picture looks like it might be not authentic, but it absolutely is, because I have many, many pictures of people on their camels. So it's a fantastic experience, I'm sure. This is the ship, the Amadalia. She's quite beautiful. And one of the features that they have incorporated on the Amadalia is this outdoor dining space in the top right corner. It's been very well received, and she's quite colorful. I really love this ship. She offers 72 passengers with 36 staterooms, and 16 of them are suites. So it's a really, really nice ship. We have the chef's alfresco dining, as well as a swimming pool up on deck. There's a hair and nail salon, 2 massage rooms, just about everything you would need to have an amazing trip, for sure. And of course, we talked about Colombia. We don't know the itineraries exactly yet, but as of next week, we will. But we do go online selling Colombia in March. So this is going to be our newest itinerary, and it will start in 2024. I highly recommend that you check it out. We will have a webinar on our webinar Wednesdays that goes over the entire itinerary for all to learn. So make sure you check that out as well. Also, something that's come about since the pandemic, we took a poll of our past travelers, and one of the things that they said the most was they wish they had longer cruises, longer river experiences. So we came up with a trip that's called our 7 River Journey. It's all through Europe on the Danube, and there's different itineraries, but it is literally 45 to 49 days. I mean, who wouldn't love to spend that amount of time on the river? It would just be an unforgettable experience that would certainly mark the travel history in my book, for sure. Currently for 2023, this 7 River Journey has sold out, but we have opened up booking for 2024. So if you have a guest that has experienced a world cruise, or is interested in a longer cruise, something really special, 50th anniversary, someone that wants to get away for an extended period of time, this is an excellent product to offer them. And some of the perks that they get along with that is they have one dedicated cruise manager that's through the entire journey. The gratuities are complimentary on board and ashore, transfers as well between the ship. And the small group excursions you have a variety of choices. You have that on every cruise, but you have that all along the way on this 49-day cruise as well. They also have exclusive experiences for the Seven River Journey that aren't given on other maybe cruises with the same, going to the same towns. These are different. So if you have a guest that's already said, oh, I've already been on the Danube, but these are going to be different excursions. So it's not something they would have seen before. So that's an exciting feature as well. All the fine dining on board, all the multiple dining venues. The laundry is complimentary. So if you're packing and you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to bring 4 suitcases for that amount of time, you don't. Bring what you would for a week and have your laundry done on board. It's included. There are commemorative gifts and additional surprises as well with the Seven River Journey. So it's quite a special venue for sure. That I'm sure would delight any guest that wanted an extended experience. Don't forget about the holiday markets. We have the Christmas markets, from Nuremberg's iconic Christmas market to Strasbourg's charming wine storks. It's definitely a visit to the European Christmas market is a magical experience for sure. And we also have our wine cruises. These are definitely immersive experiences. We have over 60 exclusive celebration of the river cruises, and they go through Europe's most celebrated wine regions, and they're wine themed and European sailings. They really do provide a delicious Epicurean experience that anyone would enjoy for sure. I know I did a wine cruise. I believe my wine cruise was on the Rhine, and they had a wine host come aboard, and they were highlighting wines for certain regions, and they gave a wine presentation. We did a wine pairing with sweets and savory and salty to experience the wines with different foods and to learn how to pair them. Very educational. I really loved it. And of course, the wine was flowing, so that's always good.
Sounds good.
It was very good. I will say that was one of my most favorite cruises. I love wine. I dabble in wine myself. I make a Pinot Noir myself here at home. And so I really enjoyed the wine cruise. We also have some options for solo travelers. You know, I used to be a travel agent before I became a BDM. So I remember people coming in and saying, you know, I don't have anyone to travel with and I don't want to pay double. They don't have to with AMA. There are solo traveler cruises where the single supplement is 25%. That's it. It's not double. So it's a great feature. You know, we do recognize that there are single travelers out there. I was one for many years. So I think that's a great thing to do. And one of the more special things on my wine cruise, I was traveling by myself, and I noticed the waiter came and removed the chair next to me. And I asked, why did he do that? At first, it made me feel a little self-conscious, but then he said, no, we don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. He didn't want to give the impression that I was alone. And I thought that was really special because I felt part of the group. I didn't feel like there wasn't someone sitting next to me. So it was a really nice gesture. And that's what AMA's known for. The service is unmatched, and it's just phenomenal. The attention to detail, they know your name, they learn your preferences. It's a pretty special environment for sure. So some of the specials that we have going on right now, don't forget about our free land offer. It's on select cruises. You can do the pre or the post. So I definitely recommend that you have your guests look at both, because some are better values than other. If one is one night and it's $500 a person and you've got 3 nights for $2,000 a person, you definitely want to get that $2,000 a person as your free. So have your guests take a look at the pre and post and know that for select sailings, and it's all through Europe, the Mekong, as well as Egypt, they can get a free land included. That's an exceptional value. That lasts through March 31st for 2023. Also, as travel agents, you know, sometimes you forget about groups. You need to, I know I always did. And so I want to remind you that we only need 5 cabins to make a group. And with groups, you get your dedicated group coordinator, you get marketing support, also special savings for that that traveler that's in your group. You'll get perks and pricing that's different. So it's definitely worth exploring. You need as little as 5 cabins, and I believe a group can go up to 20. So 5 is not that hard to do. And once you've done a group and you get one under your belt, you'll find that you'll want to do more and more groups. So it's a really great selling feature as well if you get families or you have a knitting club or a family reunion. So keep that in mind as well. Another good selling tool that you have is our travel agent portal. If you haven't taken advantage of it, I highly recommend that you sign on and explore it, because there's lots of videos and learning that you can do through the TA portal. And I know once you complete that, we do give you a $50 gift card when you make your first booking. Also, just recently, we have added all of our FAMs and on our TA portal, and it has been automated, the FAM application. So you apply directly from the TA portal, and that comes to me, and I approve it. And next thing you know, you're going on a FAM. Also, the booking engine, if you have the ability to use our booking engine, we've just opened that up to travel agents, to where you can now go online and make a final payment or make a deposit. So if you can't get through on the phones, or you just need to do that quickly and you want to get it in and out, it's a great way to do it quickly online. I know as a travel agent, when I worked in the field, anything I could do online quickly was greatly appreciated. So you can do that as well. There are some areas where you can check itineraries and see what availability there is. And I try to tell people not to worry, because when they see it, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm worried that I might do or click on the wrong thing. And just know that you can't mess anything up. So you only have access to what you as a travel agent can have access to. So you can't mess anything up. So it's definitely worth going in and learning. There are learning programs that teach you how to use the TA portal, as well as the booking engine. So it's a really great tool. Also, don't forget, if you sell 5 cruises, you get 1 free. So you can go experience the product. Even if you don't do a FAM, you could win your own trip and go. That was how I went on my first trip to Onama, and I loved it so much, I now work for the company. So highly recommend that you keep track of your bookings, and when you get to 5, you're going to get a free one. So that's great. And just know also that we do have our own insurance through Travel Guard. If you have the ability to sell travel insurance through your own company, that's great. But if you don't, we have it as well. So there's definitely something you can include, as well as air. We have a complete air department, so we can quote air for you, and we try our best to be very competitive with the air rates. So we can make it an entire complete package for your guests. So that's my presentation for today. I truly thank you for listening to my Heart of the River. It's been a pleasure, and I guess I'll just open it back up to Tara and see if there's any questions.
This was amazing. Thank you so much, Deborah. I do have a few questions.
Okay.
By us being affiliated with Ensemble, do you know if we have any additional commission percentages that we would get with you guys?
I believe you do. I so apologize. I did not put that in the slide, but I will look it up and I will email it to you. Make sure you have the correct information. I apologize that I didn't put that in. I'm new.
No, it's
so
okay.
I'm still learning myself, but I will put that in an email to you and get that over ASAP. But yes, you do have different incentives depending on what consortia you're under. Absolutely.
Okay,
So
perfect. And then
any other questions?
Yes, I was going to ask with the groups, is there a deposit? Is it like some cruise lines is like 50 or 100 or, a couple $100 per person or per room deposit? How is it with your groups, booking the groups on your side? Is it contracted?
It is contracted. So I have, when TAs contact me and they say, hey, I have a knitting group or I have a wine group, we want to go on a wine cruise. I want to secure 5 cabins. And They do ask for $50 per cabin. And then you can secure that group. They put it under contract, and then it's your group, and they secure the pricing, the discounts, everything with you. So you know upfront what everything is, your TC points, everything. So it's a really, really great way to multiply those sales easily. And then I, as your BDM, can, help you market it. I can come and do a presentation for your wine group. And, I have one that I'm going to do in a few days. They're doing the Danube on the Sound of Music, and everybody's coming dressed as the Sound of Music. So, but it's a wine cruise, so I'm going to market. I guess I'm going to have to braid my hair and put on something from the Sound of Music. But it's fun. It's fun to get caught up in those themes, and we're more than happy to help you with your groups and market that. We do quite a bit of group business.
Okay. Do you know when is the final payment usually due for the groups? When is like the cutoff usually?
I believe final payment for all of ours is within 90 days.
Oh,
We
okay,
do
that's nice.
not like some of our competitors that required a year in advance. No, it's still the 90-day mark.
Okay. Can you tell us, are there any like special food items? Like if someone has like special dietary restrictions, maybe they're vegan or something like that. Do you guys have a different or a special menu for those?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things before your cruise, you'll get some, online literature and things that they'll ask questions if you have any food allergies or if you have a special diet, and they can absolutely, whether it's gluten-free or, something that needs to be addressed, they can absolutely. I'm allergic to shrimp. So when I went, I made sure that they were aware of that. So they never served shrimp around me, and they put me at a table where that was not a problem. So they absolutely addressed that for me. So I really appreciated that as well.
Okay, perfect. And then my last question is like, what's the minimum age that you think a kid would enjoy this type of river cruise?
I think probably most of the children that we have on board, I would not bring someone, say, under the age of 10. I've seen younger, I've seen 4, I've seen 5, but I don't know that they quite comprehend all that they're experiencing, but we've seen from 10 and up really enjoy it. And they go on the excursions with their parents. They can do the bike rides. They're big enough that they can do it on their own. So if they're 4, 5, 6 years old, they get tired out, and, mom ends up catering, and it's not a vacation for mom anymore. So they can absolutely come younger. It's just that probably below 10 wouldn't enjoy it, and the parents might not enjoy it as much because there's not typical kid programs on board. It's all an adult type excursion. So they need to be able to have the stamina to walk the distance or to bike the distance. Does that make sense?
No, that does make a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But we have a lot of grandparents that bring grandchildren on board, and I've never seen a kid on board that has been an issue or they didn't have anything to do. It's they love kids program. We actually partner with Adventures by Disney, so
yes.
we do have kids programs through Adventure by Disney, and we are the river cruise company that they use in those tours. So if someone is interested in taking kids, that might be a good avenue to kind of explore. And then we would still be the river cruise company that's used. So that's been a really great partnership.
I like that. I had one more question, but I forgot.
That's okay. You can email me. I'd be happy to answer it for you. I feel better now that I forgot to include your amenities. So
It is totally okay. But no, this was absolutely amazing, Deborah. Thank you so very much for your time. And if anybody has any questions, would you like to share your email, or would you like for me to send the email out to you?
I'd be happy to share my email. It's my name, Deborah, DEBORAH, Robinson, ROBINSON at AmaWaterways.com. You can reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And, there's no question to, don't be insecure. Ask me your questions. I say the only bad question is the one you don't ask. So I apologize again that my video didn't work. I That's good to know that it didn't translate. It's such a great video though, so I hate that you didn't get to see it, but
It's
I think I'll
okay.
take that out of my presentation now.
No, I think it's probably just, it's a button that it's like you click the button and it says share sound. Let me try to figure out
Oh,
where it's at. I think it maybe is it under participants. Nope, it's not under participants.
do you
It's
think it's on your end or you think it's on my end?
you know what? I see it on my side. Well, okay, so when you hit share,
Yeah,
at the bottom of share, it's the thing that says share sound. Do you see that?
mine doesn't have that. It just says
Mm.
share screen. That's it.
Okay, no, once you click on click share screen, and then your picture will, the buckets will pop up, the different screens that
Oh,
you
I
can share.
see it. I
You
see
see
it.
it? Yes. And so I remember my question. For the if they wanted to purchase additional excursions, is that optional? Is that possible?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Ask me again.
If is it possible to purchase additional excursions?
Well, if you had time for it, they would be free. You can do as many
Okay.
excursions as you want to. There are a few itineraries, like for instance, Egypt. I know there's Abu Simbel. That is an excursion that does cost, but there is multiple free as well. But that
Got it.
I believe there's airfare involved in that.
Oh
So that's
wow.
why there's a charge for that. But there's very few that there's a charge. So if you had time in your schedule in the morning and you didn't want to come back for lunch and there was a tour, you could come back and jump on that one, you could absolutely do that free of charge.
I love that. Are the tours commissionable? The one the Egypt one, do you know if it's commissionable?
They're all included in the price and in the fixed price. So I don't believe it's commissionable, but the airfare is commissionable. If we do your air,
Mm.
it is commissionable. I believe the agents get 5%.
Okay.
What else? Yeah, I mean, it's a really great product. Like I said, I've been on three. I've been on three. I've been on the Danube, the upper and the lower, and I've been on the Rhine. And the Rhine was absolutely my favorite. I did do on the Danube, I did the which was the 3 days in Prague.
Mm-hmm.
And I am also an artist. I go out on location and paint. And the first tour that I was so impressed with the tour manager, because the first tour, everybody had just arrived. It was a long flight and a lot of people were tired. They didn't want to go out on the tour, but I did. I was like, I'm here, I'm ready to go. And she said, well, what do you want? Where do you want to go? It's all about you because nobody else is here. So we can do whatever you want. And I said, well,
Wow.
I'm an artist and I wanted to go out and scout places to paint. She said, go get your gear. I went and got my gear and she took me and stayed with me along every place I painted. And she took me in the old Jewish district and all of the beautiful architecture. It was one of the most magical experiences. And I was so impressed that she didn't have to do that. She took the time because she knew it would make my experience exceptional. And that's what our cruise managers are all about. They really want to make the difference for the guest. And simple things like my very first day to eat breakfast, I come and I'm sitting there at the table and the person next to me, they're asking, how do you want your eggs? And they had asked me first and I said scrambled. They asked her and she said eggs over easy. And I was like, oh, I should have said over easy. That's my favorite. I don't know why I didn't. That's all I said. The next morning I sat down, they put eggs over easy in front of me. They remembered
Love
that.
it.
So
I
it's
love
just
that.
little things like that. It's attention to detail. You'll never see a frowning face. Everyone is smiling. Everyone remembers your name. The food is, I can't say enough about the food. I'm a Facebook person, so I post everything on Facebook. And when I got back, I had posted so many pictures of food. That was the most requested photos that I did. So I put an entire post together with, I think, like 30 pictures of food. It is so beautiful. It's artfully plated. And if you've ever eaten artfully plated cuisine, and it's not food, it's cuisine. It is chef prepared and it is just delightful. I'm a bit of a foodie and I love my wine. The food is every bit as important to me as the excursions and the destination.
Yes.
Oh, I can't say enough about the food. It's fabulous.
Well, listen, thank you so much. This was amazing. If the agents have any questions, they will definitely email you, or they'll ask me, and then I'll of course email you. When we
Of
get
course.
done with this webinar, I do want to connect with you about rescheduling another one so that we can talk about the updates that are getting ready to come up. Okay.
Oh, you kind of lost your connection. So you can talk about
the updates that are getting ready to come up with AmaWaterways.
Okay.
All right. So thank you so very much for your
You're
time,
welcome.
and I will speak with you soon.
Okay. Thank you, Tyra. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.